All right, Geo students, welcome back. We're finally going to start using some numbers here, okay? What's really nice, though, is that we're just going to be using the same concepts that we were using in 1.2 with our segment and angle addition postulates, okay? So we know already that if B is between A and C, then we can write an equation. We can say that AB plus BC is equal to AC. Now, I know I kind of am just doing this from memory and just that I've done it so many times. So let's draw pictures so that you guys can remember that we've done this and we understand that if we have A and C and B is somewhere between, well, that AB, the distance from A to B, plus BC has to equal AC, or the whole, right? Part plus part equals whole. Let's write that part plus part equals whole. Just a little refresher. All right, so we got that already. We're good. Well, same thing with angle addition. All right, we know if S is in the interior of PQR, maybe I'll draw the picture first this time to help us out. All right, so we have P, Q, R, and then we know that S is somewhere in the interior. I draw a ray through S. And well, I know again that the two parts have to add up to the whole. But again, please remember, it's the measure of each part. So it's the measure of angle PQS plus the measure of angle SQR is equal to the measure of PQR. Okay? So this should all be review. We should know this. We should understand this. We should be able to write these equations already. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to put some numbers into it. All right? So as we come down to number 1, it gives us, oh, again, B is between A and C. Here we go. So I'm going to draw a picture. I'm going to draw AC, something like that. And I'm going to put B between, maybe like right here. Doesn't have to be perfect. But then what do we notice? We're actually giving you some values now, guys, okay? We have values. And so we need to list those as well. I know that from A all the way to C, I should probably change colors, my bad. From A all the way to C has a length of 14. And I also know that the distance, or the length from B to C, is 11.4. Well, what's great, guys, is that we're going to hopefully this just kind of opens up and we understand what's going on here. I'm going to write the same equation, right? I'm still going to write my segment addition postulate statement. So I'm still saying that AB plus BC equals AC. But what do we notice? Well, I know a value for AC, and I know a value for BC. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to plug in those values. I don't have AB, so I keep AB. I do have BC, so I'm going to plug that in. BC is 11.4. And I do know AC. AC is 14. So, oh my gosh, what do we have here? We have an unknown, or a variable, plus 11.4 is equal to 14. Oh my gosh, guys, what is this? This is Algebra 1. This is a one-step equation. All right? What do I do if I want to get AB by itself? Well, I just take away the 11.4 from both sides. And with some quick math, I get that AB is 2.6. All right? And so all we have to do, come down to the solution and write AB is equal to 2.6. Not that bad, right? All right? All we're doing is we're using the same thing that you've been doing, but now we're putting some numbers in. And you'll notice the same thing in number 2. Slightly more complicated, though, so I still definitely want you guys to go through this one. All right, so let's try this. We have another picture. Going to be a little bit more involved. All right, picture time. All right, so we start with our whole angle of RST. And then it tells us that V is in the interior, so I can put V anywhere. Oop, not the best, I'm sorry guys. Something like that. And now be very careful, or actually, you know what, before we even mark everything up, I'm going to write my equation, just so we know that that's still very, very important. All right? I know that part plus part equals whole, so I know that one part, or RSV, so the measure of RSV, plus the measure of the other part, or VST, is going to have to equal the measure of the entire angle, so RST. All right, part plus part equals whole. Well, now, guys, I would want to probably label some things. I know RSV is x plus 5, so I'm going to put a little x plus 5 in there. Okay, I also know that VST is 3x minus 9. VST, so 3x minus 9 goes right there. I hope that makes sense, right? All I'm doing is I'm matching up my angle measures and putting them into the picture. Lastly, RST is 68 degrees. Okay, now this one's a little tougher. This is goofy. When you span multiple angles, right? RST is the entire angle. What I tend to do is I tend to kind of draw a big angle mark and then write the angle measure kind of near that mark. Okay? So something like that. Well, now, guys, let's go to our equation. We have measure of RSV. RSV, oh, we have that, x plus 5. So we plug it in. VST, ooh, we have that. VST is 3x minus 9. And that equals RST. Well, RST we found was this big one, 68. Okay, 68. All right. So we need to clean this up. This isn't quite as easy as our problem from above, but it's not bad. It looks like we have a couple of different places. There's a couple different terms that have x's and a couple of different constants. So hopefully you guys remember we can combine like terms. All right, however you want to do it. So maybe you underline. So if I have x and 3x, I know I have 4x. And I know if I have positive 5 and negative 9, that's actually a negative 4. And that has to equal 68. All right. Hopefully we're good with that. Now it looks like we have a two-step equation. All right, so the first thing I need to do is I need to get my variable term alone, which means I need to add 4 and add 4. So 4x, these cancel, and I get 72. And now we divide by 4 and divide by 4. And let's see here. Oh, I forgot. These should cancel. And that should give us, what, I want to say 18? Yeah, 18. Now, of course, you guys are more than welcome to use a calculator, but I would say that x is equal to 18. So, be very careful, and this is definitely a talking point. All right, I'm going to make a note. We're not done. Reread. Okay, reread. Make sure you guys go back and answer the question fully. For example, I know that you found x here. I know, or we found x. But if we go back and we reread, okay, this is the instruction. It says to find the measure of angle RSV. Is the measure of RSV 18? No, because RSV is actually x plus 5. So we need to do a little bit more work. We need to say that the measure of RSV, which is equal to x plus 5, well, when I substitute, I get 18 plus 5, or 23. So now I can say that my measure of RSV is equal to 23 degrees. Okay, nice and easy, I hope. Yeah, that's it. This is enough, I would say, that you guys should have a solid understanding. and are able to come to class ready to practice after the long weekend. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I will see you in class to practice. Peace.